Okay, let's look up the definition of this. Okay, so weak means wanting in physical strength. So another way of saying that is it not very strong or lacking strength. Number 2 says overly diluted, thin, and insipid.
Free.
We don't have that list yet. But do you see another one on here you want to read? What about 11?
Oh.
Likely to fail under stress or pressure. Another way to, like they used a sentence here that says the weak link in the chain. So, or if who is the weakest? Who is weaker? Suki or Macy?
Suki's weak.
Yeah? Why is she weak?
Actually, May's weak.
Why is May weak?
Because she doesn't have enough energy.
She doesn't have enough energy? That makes sense. That's a cool sentence. Okay, let's look at this one. This one says, number 12, deficient in intelligence or mental power. You could, and then they use the sentence, or they use the phrase, a weak mind. A weak mind. Or you could say, my weak arm. Well, but that doesn't fit that definition. Deficient in intelligence or mental power, a weak mind. So that means someone who's not very smart or someone who doesn't have a very high vocabulary, right? The one for your weak arm would be, let's look, wanting in physical strength. Number 1, that definition, a weak arm. That means one of your arms might be strong because you built a lot of muscle, and the other one might be kind of weak. That means it can't lift very much weight, or it couldn't pick you up, or maybe it's injured.
My arm is not injured, see? It just like...
Is your arm strong? Are both of your arms strong?
They're both weak.
They're both weak? Actually, look, this definition's good too. I mean, it makes sense for this context. That's what I mean by good in this situation. 7, lacking bodily or muscular strength or vitality. That's a cool way of defining what we were just talking about. Muscular strength, bodily strength.
How about 5?
5 says tending downward in price. So that's talking about when you have the cost of things. When people don't want to pay as much for certain things, then their price may go down. Right? So we might say that there's a weak price or a weak market for whatever that thing is, whatever the product is. Does that make sense?
The back is someone's jumping out of the house and jumping in their turbine.
Into their turbine? What? Would you jump in a turbine?
No.
What's the product? Product would be something you would buy. Can you give an example of a product?
Cars.
Cars. So there's that you would say there's a market for cars. That means a market might be whether people want to buy something or not, and then what the price would be. So if people want to buy it, if a lot of people want to buy it.
A lot of us want to buy cars.
Yes. So that means that the price can stay kind of high for cars, usually. So that means there can be high-priced cars in the market because a lot of people want to buy it. There's a lot of demand for cars. Demand is another word where that means a lot of people want to buy it.
A lot of people?
Yeah.
A lot.
So, but what's this word right here? Can you read this word right here, Max?
No, I'm focused.
What are you focused on?
What does it say?
What is that word? Weak. That's right. Do you want to do it from down there? Or do you want to sit up here?
How about this?
We have 2 more words to do, and then we can be done.
How about under down here?
Well, but I can't see you down there. I don't think you can see me either. Come up here.
Mama, see us?
You can see fine? Okay, let me point the computer down. Okay, ready? Hold on. Okay. All right, let me, ready for the next word? Fear.
Fear.
Fear. F-E-A-R. Fear.
Yeah.
All right, what is fear?
Fear.
Can you explain it in words? You know what fear means in words, though? Can you use your own words to explain it? What do you think it means? Okay, that's cool. All right, so fear is, let's read the definitions. Number 1 says, as a verb, to fear something means to be afraid or feel anxious or apprehensive about a possible or probable situation or event. 2 says, be afraid or scared of. 3 says to be sorry as an introduction for an unpleasant statement. Look at number 1 is interesting. As a noun, fear is an emotion experienced in anticipation of some specific pain or danger. Yeah, what's up?
Number 5 looks good. Number 5.
What does 5 say? Oh, that one's interesting because it doesn't look similar to the others. Number 5, fear, as a verb, means to regard with feelings of respect or reverence, considered hollow or exalted, to be in awe of. So to fear, they're using the example of fearing God or fearing your father. But that's kind of weird because it's like opposite of this definition up here. Because you don't really respect or have reverence for something you're afraid of or feel anxious about, do you?
No, I don't feel sad about.
Do you have anything that you're afraid of, that you have fear of?
No.
No? Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay.
Sometimes I take arnica from fear.
Sometimes you take arnica if you have fear?
Because it helps me not be fear.
It helps you not have fear anymore? Okay. But what would you be afraid of? Is there anything that you're afraid of?
No.
Okay. You want to do the next word? One more word?
Well, if I'm in pain, then I think I'll just take arnica.
Yeah, arnica is for pain.
What was that?
What is this word?
Fear.
Okay. You ready for the next word?
Yeah.
You ready? Strong.
Strong. I'll read the definition.
Okay. S-T-R-O-N-G. Strong.
Strong.
Okay. And let's look at the definitions. Okay. Strong. Which one? You want to read number 1 first? Having strength or power greater than average or expected. It says a strong radio signal, strong medicine, or a strong man. 2 is not faint or feeble, which is not being weak, basically, the opposite of weak. 3, having or wielding force or authority. 4, having a strong physiological or chemical effect. Another word for that is potent. 5, immune to attack, incapable of being tampered with. 6, of good quality and condition, solidly built. So like an example of that would be, this is a strong house. So that means it won't fall apart very easily. Okay, let's see what else. What else do you want to read? Any other definitions you want to read?
Wonder if we say this is a really weak house.
That means that it would fall apart really easily, or things would break in it very easily.
What means it was a very glass house?
If it was a very glass house, it seems like probably a glass house would be kind of weak, unless it was made out of like that tempered glass, or that special glass that's designed not to break.
What is it called?
Tempered glass or bulletproof glass.
Can we go out there now?
You want to go outside now? Sure. Okay.
We
can be.
for 8 minutes. So.
That's true.